to Chelsey, and today's topic is going to be talking about different type of guys. Today's topic is going to be a bit different because I'm not giving any sort of advice. So this is just to let you know if you're in any kind of situationship, so you can be able to weigh your options and know where you stand with your guy. So let's get right into this. So number one type of guys we're talking about today are those stingy guys. Yes, girls, I'm sure you guys have met a lot of them or known or have encountered one in your lifetime before. But you know this type of stingy guys who do not want to look after their girlfriend. I love a girl being independent, having her own, doing her own stuff. I'm all about that. But at the same time, when you're dating a guy, it's paramount. I think it's very important that your man is able to look after you. I mean, every girl wants a man to spoil her. Whether you're Miss Independent, it doesn't matter. The fact that a guy that you're dating goes out of his way to do stuff for you, it's kind of like a bonus. You know, these guys, they won't want to look after their girlfriends, but at the same time, they want you to look good, dress nice, wear expensive things, and they want to be able to take you out where their boyfriends are and flaunt you and take all those credits like, oh, you're looking after your girl, or oh, your girl looks good. And another thing is, if they're taking you out where there are other girls, you know, girls, we have a habit of when you see a girl who is looking good and she walks in somewhere with a guy, you automatically just be like, oh, are they dating? And you just, in your eyes, you're thinking, this girl looks good. So for the fact that she's hanging out with this guy, that obviously means that there's something about him, and maybe he's looking after the girl. So the girl is repping him, but at the same time, he's not doing anything for her. So my number two type of guy I'll be talking about today are those guys who are mommy's boys, who either still live at home. You know those guys, when you meet them, let's say they come from rich homes, just introduce themselves and talk about their first name and their last name, and they have this arrogant look on their face like, I mean, you should know me. And I'm like, seriously? Like, you're talking about your parents now. Like, am I supposed to know you? Like, I'm not into current affairs, so how am I supposed to know you? Who are you? So like, they have nothing else going on for themselves besides their parents' reputation, and they just automatically believe that when they meet a girl, you should be able to know them. And the fact that their parents is X and X also entitles them to your P. And it's like, dude, it doesn't work like that. Some guys would have gotten away with that. I mean, fooled a few girls here and there and gotten a free P. But at the end of the day, it should not be that way. So girls, don't get fooled by a guy coming to introduce himself and say he's X and X. If he has nothing going on for him, then that means he's no good, because it's not about your parents. I mean, one thing is for your parents to, they've made the legacy and everything. Another thing is for you to be able to be your own sort of person and not dwell on your parents' reputation, if you know what I mean. Another type of guy we're talking about today are those guys who have basic girlfriends. There's nothing wrong in having a basic girlfriend. Everybody should be able to live according to their means. But then when they see a girl who has everything going on for her, they automatically stereotype her, and they just start saying things like, well, this one isn't like someone who can't be able to stay in a man's house, or this one is this and that. And kind of like make the basic girlfriends feel like, oh, it's okay, they're this and that. And then the moment this same guys, things turn around for them and they make a bit of money, they automatically dump their basic girlfriend, and then they go for this same type of girls who they said X and X and X about. This is so ridiculous. What I always say to people is, if a guy talks down about a certain type of girl to you, it's plain simple, he's broke ass and he cannot afford her. He can't afford to keep that type of girl. So I always know when a guy is talking down about a girl, I always just know that he is a broke ass guy. Own it, you are broke. Because if you were to have money, you will want to date a high maintenance girl. Another type of guy we're talking about today are those guys, when you meet them, they're like, oh, I'm single, I'm not in a relationship, I just broke up with my ex-girlfriend a couple of months ago. Okay, cool. And the next thing, you guys are like trying to get to know yourselves. But this same guy is always on his ex-girlfriend's pictures. Like, she posts a picture on Instagram, they automatically like it, they comment, and they just be like, oh, we're still best friends, there's nothing going on between us, we're just there for each other. Guys, the amount of stories I hear, it's annoying. I don't see the reason why a guy claims he's not in a relationship with his ex-girlfriend, but at the same time, he's stalking her page. They're stalking each other's page on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. commenting on pictures, calling each other all the time, and you just say, we're just friends. Girls, you girls have to be wiser than this. And if you're in that kind of situation, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you can be able to decide if you're just fooling yourself, being in a relationship with a man who cannot make his mind up. So another type of guy will be those type of guys who, when you meet them, you guys are testing each other back and forth. You guys are flirting with each other. Sometimes they want to have sex with you, and some girls actually fall for them and actually have sex with them. I mean, they get jealous when they see you talking to another guy, but at the same time, they don't want to come out and tell you if you guys are dating. And you're thinking, are we dating? They're not saying anything, but they don't want you talking to another guy. If you're answering calls or you're keeping late nights or you're hanging out, they want to be like on your toe. Where are you going to? What are you doing? Who are you talking to? Oh, I saw you did this. I saw you did that. And you're thinking, what is your problem? Are we dating or not? Like, they can't come out and tell you that you guys are dating. They don't want to come out and claim you as their girlfriend. But at the same time, they want to stalk your entire existence. And I'm thinking, are you kidding me, guy? That is so annoying. So my girlfriend, this is the kind of dilemma she's in right now. Like, this guy stalks her live, but at the same time, he doesn't want to claim the girl. Like, he doesn't want to come out and say he's dating her. And she's so confused. Like, if she tries to talk to another guy, the guy gets jealous. But then I asked her, are you guys dating? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? But yes, that's a situation that she's in. And a lot of girls can be in this same situation with some guys who find it very difficult to make their minds up. And I'm thinking, if a guy is not able to come out and tell you this, does it mean he has other girlfriends? Because I don't understand the reason why a guy won't come out and claim a girl, but at the same time, you want to stalk her entire life. Like, guy, make your mind up. So another type of guy would be all those guys who have this thing they call fine boy swag. And most of them are usually broke. Yes, I'm not saying all fine boys are broke. Don't quote me wrong. I'm saying most of these fine boy swag things are broke. And next thing, they want to date a girl who is high maintenance. Like, you're broke, you have no money. You want to date a girl who has her life put together, has her car, has a good job, wears expensive things, shops in the best boutiques and everything, and you have nothing going on for yourself. And some girls actually fall for this sort of guys, and the moment you start dating them, they start asking you for money, and automatically they start to feel like your money is their money. And some of them start to feel upset if you do not even give them money. Like, they come to you and they start asking you for money. And some guys bring up that line of, how would you feel when I have to go meet my guys and ask them when I know my girl has it? Really? Your girl's money is not your money. Some guys get this whole thing wrong. The fact that a girl has money, it's not your money, because she worked very hard for her money. How were you living your life before you met her? I know some girls and some guys are not going to agree with me. I don't necessarily agree with giving a guy money to an extent. If you're dating a guy and he has spent a lot of money on you, he's been taking care of you, he's been there for you, he's done a lot of things for you, and maybe along the line things go a bit down for him, and he comes and asks you for money, if you have, fine and good, you can be able to give him. But if you just met a guy, he hasn't given you a dime, he hasn't done nothing for you, and from nowhere he comes to you and is asking you to give him money, that is called wasted investment. There's no point in you investing in a guy who you're not married to. Yes, if he is your husband, I am totally all about building my family. Like, if I have a man who I'm married to, automatically you want your family to be the best. So if you don't even, he doesn't even need to ask you. The fact that he's your husband and you see things are going a bit down for him, you're pushed to do certain things for your husband, but not a guy who you just met and he hasn't done nothing for you. And the fact that he knows that you have a good job and you're making a lot of money, or you're taking care of yourself and you're independent, next thing he comes and start asking you for money, and he gives you that line, how will it feel like when I go start asking my guys when I know my girl has it? I say to girls, that is the look I give every girl that comes to me to tell me this sort of story. Another type of guy would be those guys that lie a lot. Like some of those guys, they use their last money to go buy a car. They go to the highbrow areas in town, and then they go and rent houses with their friends, and they just have like one room to each other. Like they have a room in the house, and then they start to like brag and be like, I live in this place, I live here. And you're thinking, you just have a room there. You're not renting a house. Like, you only just have a room in a rented house. What are you bragging about? What do you have to show for yourself? Guys that lie a lot brag a lot. Okay? Some guys lie too much. They claim to be what they're not. They tell all sort of lies to girls to get the pee. And some girls actually fall for this lie. When you meet a guy and he starts to talk a lot, starts to brag a lot, don't even answer him. Go do your investigation. Meet a guy, don't just take their word for it, okay? You need to do your own FBI investigation about the guy to actually know if he's putting his money where his mouth is, or he's just telling you all those little white lies just because he wants to get out your pee. Another type of guys would be those guys who dated a girl for like donkey years. Like some girls have been dating guys for like 5 years, 6. I'm like thinking, so what's the next step? Are you guys getting married? And sometimes even ask this guys like, oh, when are you going to marry her? When are you guys going to the altar? When are you guys have been dating for so long now. You guys should actually be taking this whole thing serious or to the next level. And you hear this guy be like, I'm still studying her. I'm still trying to get to know her. And you're thinking, you've been dating her for 5 years, going to 6 years, and you're saying you're still trying to get to know her. Like, are you out of your mind? So girls, if you're dating a guy 5 years, 6 years, and he's yet to put a ring on it, I really don't know what to say to you, but you need to wake up from that your sleep. Some girls actually works for them, but most girls it doesn't actually work. And these guys are so annoying. How can you be dating a girl for that long and you're saying you still want to get to know her? Still want to get to know her? Like, seriously? Let's move on. So the next type of guy we'll be talking about are those guys who club a lot. You know, those guys who are the biggest clubbers in town. Like, they know all the happening clubs. You see them at clubs every weekend. And there's something about clubbing, because clubbing and womanizing goes hand in hand. Because the more you're putting yourself out there, going to club all the time, the more chances that you are going to meet other girls. So girls, if your guy is a frequent clubber and most times you don't even go with him, you know what the deal is. Another type of guy will be those guys who are so insecure. Like, they're super duper insecure, and they wouldn't want to date a girl who is independent. Like, when they see a girl who is independent, they automatically become scared because they're very controlling, and the fact that a girl has it kind of like pushes them away, just feel because she's independent, she has her own, so I'm not going to be able to date her. She's independent, she won't be able to listen to them, and they automatically just stereotype her and are scared to go after independent girls. I think it's a thing about insecurity, but I want to say that the fact that a girl is independent does not make her a bad housewife, does not make her a bad person. You don't judge people. There is nothing wrong about a girl who wants to be something in life, who fights for her dream, who doesn't want to be categorized by a man. So there's some guys who are just scared of independent girls, and it is an insecurity thing that they really need to start working on themselves. Another type of guys would be all these gold diggers. You know, those guys who are gold diggers who actually only go for girls who are self-made, or just go for sugar mommies because they're very lazy. They're very lazy. They don't want to go out there and work and do their own and have their own. They rather want to go for where it's finished. So they go either pray for widows who have money, independent ladies, or just any girl who has her life put together and has a stash of money as well. So guys, I've actually come to the end of today's video, and I hope you guys loved it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and yes guys, subscribe. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe and follow me on Instagram. and I will see you guys next time in my next video. And yes guys, I did not ask you, I have been having the same type of look in all my videos. I decided to switch up my look today, and I hope this one is actually working for you guys. Let me know if you liked this look. So I wanted to try something different for you guys. Have a beautiful day. Follow your dreams.